Tad. Welcome to the Untitled Pittsburgh Sports Comedy Podcast on the BetRivers Network. We are at the Liveberg Studios. Our producer, Benstonium, is here with us. And, John, it's Season 2, Episode 1.
The Revenge Tour.
The Keep Our Jobs Tour.
We're back on video.
We're back on video. How about that?
So, I'll tell you what I did before I got here. Where I'm at, I'll just give you my headspace.
Yeah, please do.
People drive really fast on my street. It bothers me.
The Steelers just got obliterated.
Right. So my new thing is to kind of walk into the street a little bit when people are driving really fast. You know what I mean? Just so someone's second guess, whoa, this guy, and some guy was going real fast, and I took a real wide berth, a real wide angle to get back to the sidewalk. I was getting some stuff out of my car, because why not? What am I doing? What am I doing? I'll tell you what's going on.
You wanted him to stop.
Yeah, right?
You wanted to take out the Steelers' inept offense and impotent defense on a fellow motorist.
You were at the game?
All right, yeah, I guess there's really no good place to start here. And I did hear at one point Moose Johnson and Joe Davis said on the broadcast in the third quarter, this is one of those games where maybe you don't even look at the tape as a player. You just throw it out and move on to the next one because, A, there's too much stuff to cover, and B, it's just that bad.
Wow.
You need a mental reset. Wow. So I went down to the game.
Okay.
I was at the tailgate. I had a couple beers.
Right.
Doing seeing my tailgate people.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out Matt and Bobby. Hell yeah.
Right.
I'm down
cruising.
there. It's fun. Red Lot 7D. Chilling. The vibes are good. The Steelers are elite.
Right. You're who's going to score the first touchdown? Who do you think it's going to be?
Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah.
Brock Purdy can't throw very far.
Yeah.
He couldn't before the arm thing.
Right.
And now he's got Tommy John surgery.
Yeah.
So then I was like, you know what? I'm going to get a ticket. I didn't go down with one. I'll scalp one. It'll be super easy. No inventory. 1 million 49ers fans. I asked, 25 I need ticket dudes down there. No singles. No pairs. Found one guy with pairs. I said, all right, can you split them? And he said, absolutely not. I said, what are you selling pairs for? And he said, 800. Wow. That's AFC championship prices.
Wow.
Keep in mind, this is right after kickoff.
Dude, that's like the insult to the injury of San Francisco, man.
Right, I was priced out.
We got Argo, Duolingo people down here buying us out of our birthright.
Listen, congratulations on being a successful person when success is defined as programming a robot to feel love.
Right.
But I'm trying to go to this game. It wasn't possible. I Uber home 10-0 when I walked in the door. I was like, well, wait a second. Maybe... No, I didn't dodge a bullet. I still wanted to be there.
Right.
And then it became very clear, very quickly, that it was God working in a mysterious way.
To help you.
Yeah, to help me.
Here's what this game was like for me, and I know other people have experienced this. Whether it's an uncle or your father, you step to him maybe a couple years before you really should have, and you learn a valuable lesson when you do that. The Steelers, Kenny Pickett, we're riding high off the preseason.
We're 15.
We're feeling tough. Yeah, we're 15. We had a couple beers, and we came home at 11:30 when we said we would have the car back by 11, and we're popping off at the mouth when we're told. And you know what? The 49ers are a little further down this road to success. They're a more complete team. I think we forgot that. And we got daddied.
We did.
Beat. They took the belt out on us.
We were paddled.
Yeah.
We made Brandon Ayuk looking like Randy frickin' Moss out there.
We got Ayuked.
We got CMC'd.
Yep.
We got C'd up.
Fred Warner.
Dude,
Fred Warner, my God.
I would say the worst play of the game, and there are so many, but to distill it all down, other, of course, than Kenny Pickett missing Deontay Johnson on that, 5-foot throw.
That was bad.
Was, okay, the Steelers have regrouped.
Yeah.
They scored a touchdown. The second half, hope springs eternal. We're not this bad. And then the Christian McCaffrey 62-yard run.
That was bad.
That was, at that point, I stood up and I paced in my kitchen. I did the old, I'm in a prison cell.
Right. And hey, no one cares. But I was also playing a guy in fantasy that had Christian McCaffrey. So that's just a little something extra.
Again,
no one cares.
No one cares, but that doesn't make it any easier.
Yeah.
And I want to close this segment with just a deep San Francisco. And I really mean it. When they were showing, they didn't show the exodus of Steeler fans, but you could tell that the stands were
dude, they did the thing.
The drunkest, saddest, most hardcore Steeler fans, and every Niners dickhead in the world with the phone out, fan reaction.
Right.
I was at this game. I paid $800 for 2 tickets. We stomped them. And it was I felt so angry, and then I was like, wow, thank God I'm not down there at this game. Because what are you going to do, not say something?
Right. No, you have to say something.
You have to say something. You have to say something.
That's the disrespect.
The biggest news story, I think, of the summer, John, maybe other than the Morgan Wallen fight.
It's a big one.
But it's 1A, 1B with the Romper Stomper woman and this Ric Flair appearing at Giant Eagle in Pittsburgh to promote an energy drink. It's really hard to pick ones or twos there.
And you can guess what it's called.
It's called Woo Energy. And if you've ever wondered how that would be spelled, how many O's in Woo, it's 5 for this.
Really?
Yeah, for this. Even though I think in his heart of hearts, I think Ric Flair would do 2 O's for brevity's sake. But for this, it's 5 O's.
All right.
Ric Flair doing these appearances, starting a new enterprise, energy drinks with mushrooms in them, going where no caffeinated beverage has gone before. That is what makes him the hardest working man, I guess, in show business.
Right. He was probably the hardest working man at Waterworks Giant Eagle or wherever he was.
That's exactly right, John. And from what I understand, when Rick went there to do his appearance, they were short-staffed, as these chains always are.
Right.
Even local ones, even a local stalwart like the Eagle.
Supply chain, man.
So when Rick went there, obviously, he was asked, hey, Mr. Flair, I hate to do this. You think you'd be able to pick up a shift? Steve called off. He gets his kid on Wednesdays. Would you be able to do it?
Right.
And Rick stepped up. He stepped up huge.
That's the kind of guy he is.
Yeah, he grabbed an apron, a little name badge.
Boa.
A feather boa. And he gave Giant Eagle a little boost of elbow grease, Ric Flair style.
Hey, whoa. Where do you think you're going, Nature Boy? Woo! Today, your new title is Stock Boy. Woo! And we need this display of meatless sausage patties ready for the main event.
Woo! No, Rick, no. Woo! Get down from the ladder. Woo! No, you will not knee drop me. Woo! I'm the Prepared Foods team leader. Woo! No, Rick. Rick, that's not the other 4 horsemen. That's Kyle, Mark, and Linda. They're from the deli team.
Like I said earlier, you're not defending the title today. We need you at the self-checkout. There's a 70-year-old woman skimming advantage cards for the gecko points. Woo! No, Rick, not the figure 4. Ma'am, I'm sorry.
Woo! Hey, Rick, I just want to say, you've been doing an excellent job at Curbside. Woo! Maybe someday you'll be market district manager. I don't know. Woo! Anyways, some of your fellow team members have sort of brought this to my attention. Woo! Let me check my notes. A sequin-coated, feather-trimmed, full-length bathrobe is in slight conflict with the dress code policy here. If you turn to page 13 in your handbook. Woo! Yeah, page 13. Woo!
Rick, I don't think this is working out. You spend most of your breaks in the olive oil section lathering up. Woo. You tried teaching an Eagle intern to bleed the hard way? Woo! Plus, you ruined my childhood by helping The Undertaker defeat Hogan at the 91 Survivor Series. Look, I'll be happy to give you a reference for a position at the Foodland down the street, okay? Woo! Hey, man, thanks for having this talk with me.
What sort of seems like the unfortunate theme of this show is that it can always get worse. Hopefully it doesn't, but it always can. I don't know how this person came back into my life, but John Benstonium, as you know, I once was a gopher for Clear Channel Pittsburgh, which is now iHeartMedia. I did a lot of running around, a lot of bullshit, a lot of low responsibility work. One of those gigs, John, was engineering the Antonio Brown show. I don't know how this person came back into my life, but I was at the bar on Sunday after the Steeler game. Everybody's miserable. Someone had actually brought Simon the memory game with the 4 quadrants and colors that you memorize the pattern. You have to do it, which was awesome because for 2 minutes, it took you out of...
Right, you're able to forget.
Yeah, you had to concentrate on something else other than the terrible play of the team that you've invested so much mental energy in.
Right.
So we're there, and I look over, and I see this guy, and I'm like, that guy looks really familiar. That actually looks like a guy who I met while recording the Antonio Brown show at Lot 17 in Bloomfield. Great spot. Check it out. This guy came in. This is 2013. Antonio Brown is in the midst. This is like part of his meteoric rise to being the best wide receiver in football. He had I think 160 catches that year. This guy comes into the bar. He says, he waits patiently for the break, and then he asks Antonio Brown to autograph his arm with a Sharpie. AB does it, and the guy goes, I'm going to get this inked right now.
Wow.
We have a picture here. You can take a look. This gentleman's name is Steve. He lives in Bloomfield. Shout out to Steve for number one. I went up to him. I was like, Steve, hey man, you're the guy with the Antonio Brown tattoo. He's like, yeah, that's right. In this photo, he's got a lot of Steeler tattoos. He's got Brett Kiesel's autograph on there too. And for several years, Steve appeared to be a genius. It was a great decision for a while until it became like, hey, you know what's funny? I've got Antonio Brown's autograph.
Good Lord.
So I don't know, John. I mean, I guess with each passing year, having an Antonio Brown tattoo forever inked on your tri, which getting a tricep tattoo, right, a lot of pressure. You have to stay fit.
Right.
You've got to stay hungry so it doesn't malform. I don't know if that happens with tattoos.
Maybe it'll come back around, though, you know? Maybe Antonio Brown will, save someone's life, or...
Antonio Brown has been tweeting at the Steelers since Deontay Johnson was announced injured.
Right?
I hear you need help at wide receiver and things like that, which is a little nutty. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe Antonio Brown will... Maybe he'll defuse a bomb in the school.
Cure polio. Again.
Polio 2.
Yeah.
The return.
Yeah.
Not sure if you saw it in the days leading up to the game, John, but Minkah Fitzpatrick took exception to his teammates and whoever in the locker room, of which there are many people, stepping on the Steeler logo. The hallowed hypocycloids that adorn the middle of an area where grown men change and are interviewed in their underwear.
He went full your Graham
right.
on these dudes. Like, do not step on that stair runner in your shoes.
You're going to get gunk all over it. It seemed cool at the time. You're like, yeah.
Respect the logo.
Minkah's respecting the logo, and he wants others to do that. In the wake of the loss, completely meaningless and dumb. A total waste of time.
Just make sure we got everybody covered.
Well, but fortunately, John, there is some practicality behind what old 39 did.
He is a heady player.
He's a heady player and an entrepreneur launching his own new company.
Does your team carpet logo smell like early season defeat?
Did your team just take a giant dump in week 1 and smear metaphorical feces all over the proud logo and franchise they represent? Call Minkah's Magic Logo Cleaners.
Mink will clean the stink from your logo after dropping 30 to a QB without ligaments in his arm.
We offer deep cleaning for any offense that couldn't manage a first down until my Uncle Ron was already 10 beers deep. But don't take our word for it.
I used to get really bogged down by minutia that didn't affect football games. But then I got Minkah's Magic Logo Cleaners, and now I'm just satisfied. Does that make sense?
That's great. Could you just say your name, please?
Sure. My name is Daniel Jones, quarterback, New York Giants.
We even offer drying services to carpets soaked with post-game tears.
Tough stains are no match for our experienced staff. Grass stains.
Blood stains.
The emotional stain of watching endless replays of TJ Watt losing a fumble to Brock Purdy's cheese hole.
My God, how did he not get that? With the Browns heading to town this week, our appointments are filling up fast. Call now.
On now to the Browns. Are you ready for some football?
Prime time, baby.
A Monday night party. If they win, I'll tell you what, my whole approach now to this Browns game has changed. They beat the Bengals, who, I would expect a little regression from the Bengals.
Yeah,
Joe Burrow,
division game.
calf injury, right?
Yeah.
Weird Ohio stakes. I feel like we know enough about the Bengals to know that they're not. The floor of their game is still pretty high.
Right.
They're a favorite. A betting favorite to get back to the Super Bowl. I don't know. The Browns handled them easily. If the Steelers don't win Monday, it's going to... And this is a feeling that we've had for a few years now, being behind the 8 ball all season, clawing back from 5-8 last year, just...
I don't want to do that again.
Digging this huge hole and then having to cling to the no-losing season thing like a life raft for your sanity.
Yeah, I don't want to do that again.
I don't either, man.
Nick Chubb is really good.
Nick Chubb's really good. The pass defense looked really bad against the Niners. There's a lot of things have to go right, and chief among them is Kenny Pickett playing well. The saving grace for Kenny Pickett right now, in terms of the court of public opinion and whatever, the organization obviously believes in him.
The Levin furniture commercial?
The Levin.
Is that where you're going with this?
No. I was going to say we, the people, hate the backup options so much.
Right.
And sort of unfairly. I don't think people hate Mitch, but, people are like, Mason Rudolph, oh my God, if he's in there, just shoot me.
Yeah.
We'll see, man. We shall see, and I hope when we're back here at the Liveworks Studios, I hope we have some better news.
Yeah.
All right, hey, that's gonna do it for episode 1, season 2.
The Deuce.
The Deuce. Look, we always want your opinions. We want your calls, your texts. Hit us up on the hotline, 412-368-6375 or untitledpittsburgh@gmail.com. Huge shout-out to Liveberg Studios for having us here. You can check them out, livebergstudio.com. Major thanks to our producer, Benstonium, for being here with us this evening. It's the Untitled Pittsburgh Sports Comedy Podcast on the BetRivers Network.